Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. God bless you. Carl's here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today we are in Garland, Texas. And yeah, I am carrying, guys. I think usually I kind of hide it, right? But a lot of you are always asking questions about, I see your comments. You're like, oh, he's carrying. The answer to that is yes. I always carry, right? It's just safety for myself, safety for my customers. You never know if something bad could happen. I mean, and I think I said it once in a video, is recently one of our detailing friends got robbed. They stole his truck while he was working, and sadly, he did recover it. And when he showed up, long story short, I guess the people there thought that he was trying to rob the person that robbed him, and they ended up beating him up and put a gun to his head. But yeah, it's things like that. I know I don't like showcasing it a lot, but a lot of you guys are always asking, right? What do I carry, right? So I'll talk a little bit about it really quick before we start this video. All right, as always, we're gonna practice safe. Safety first. Clean chamber, as you guys can see. What I carry, guys, with me is a Ruger SR40. It's a 40 cal, and I have enjoyed it just because it has everything that I needed to do, and it works in my world, right? I always carry it. Some of you have seen it, some don't, but it's a really nice compact gun. I know some of you guys will say, well, I would carry a 9, but hey, we all carry something differently, right? But I know for a while I've been trying to kind of hide it, but a lot of you guys keep asking, what do I carry? I carry it usually with a Alien Gears holster, and I have a couple of these. This is the belly holster that just goes right over your shirt. I have one where I can put it with my belt. So I carry different ways, but just know that anytime you see me detailing, I'm carrying. All right, but anyways, let's get back to really the point of this video. I'm gonna be working on this 2007 Ford F-150. It needs a good detail, guys. It hasn't been done in a while, so we're gonna definitely do a deep interior. And I'll kind of bring you guys in so you guys can see a little bit of how it looks. What are we going to be using? I'm also going to be talking about, other people wanted to know, you guys recently saw me using my extractor as a vacuum, right? I'm going to show you guys how I do that, what you can do on your side to kind of, if you've been wanting to use your extractor as a vacuum, yes, you can use it as a vacuum. I think many forget that an extractor is a vacuum. And a lot of you guys say, like, that's only for extracting. What are you doing when you're extracting? It's a vacuum, right? So I'm going to show you a little bit how I set it up. What do I put on there? And, if you guys want to use it on your side, definitely go for it. But anyways, let's get to work because it's going to be a long day. All right, so just really quickly, this is how it looks. There's a lot of just grime buildup, right, from your fingers. You guys can see some of the, just... It needs some love, right? The steering wheel, I think it hasn't been detailed in a long time, right? This is a good question I get asked a lot of the times, guys, is how do you tackle like this deep grime? So I'm going to show you guys a little bit on that as well. The carpet is pretty straightforward. We're going to be blowing everything out. We're going to be using, some citrus, and we're going to get it looking really good. I think this one will turn out really well. These here, I'm a little bit concerned about because these are definitely have been there for a while. So sometimes what can happen is after you extract and everything, you'll just have like the after stain, but it's clean. So whenever you're working on a vehicle like this, guys, make sure you talk to your customers and you tell them, hey, just know that there could be some stains that if it hasn't been maintained in a while, some of these stains are not going to go away. So, but we're definitely going to try to attack this as best as I can and make this truck look really, really well. Alright, so what I'm spraying here is the usual Flex Citrus, and you'll see this product working very rapidly. You can see a lot of that grime and all that kind of lift off. And then I'm gonna follow it by using my drill brush. I have a soft bristle brush on the drill, and I'm just gonna agitate it pretty much like this. I'll go back and forth over it, up and down, and what this is starting to do is kind of get the product into the material. Alright, so now I start the extraction process, and you can see this, all that gunk coming off, lifting off, all that dirt, body grime, I guess. But I'm using Flex Ice in the extractor, and that's what I'm using to neutralize the Flex Citrus. And of course, some will say I'm spraying a lot of water on there, but don't worry, all this gets wiped off the plastics. That way there's no white residue coming back up. And after extracting, then I'll grab my Vortex air tool, and you will see a lot of the edges. It's cleaning it out nicely. Obviously there's that little corner there that I didn't get that. You can see that little spot there in that corner on the right hand side, but don't worry, I actually got that area cleaned out nicely. And by using the Vortex air tool, I am kind of opening the fibers of this material so that I can come back and extract it again, and I get deeper into that grime. All right, guys, we're almost to the finish line. I wanted to take a quick break and just kind of show you a question I get asked a lot. A lot of people ask me, hey Carlos, you guys have seen me like switch my like my nozzle and stuff, and I've used it as a vacuum. What you see here, guys, is this is the Mighty it should be the 1001 DX200. This obviously, it has the two vacuums, the pump and the heater. Really good. Obviously, it hasn't let me down. I think when I purchased this one was like $2,300. So it's not a smart investment, if that makes sense. If you're starting detailing, or even right now, to be honest, do I need this big extractor for my business? The answer to that is no. But why did you buy it? Because when I started my business, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I bought everything big, right? But you can do really, really good extraction with a small Mighty 8070 or the Mighty Spider. You don't need to have this big extractor. Is it good to have this extractor? Yes. For example, this vehicle that was pretty dirty, especially the carpet and the seats, you want something that has power, right? The extraction on this makes it so much easier. But quick tip for those who are learning extraction, or maybe hopefully this kind of makes sense. Quick tip, when using an extractor, guys, you don't want to have a lot of soap coming out of your nozzle. If your extractor is getting nothing but foam, you're gonna run into an issue where you can, one, fry your pump on the inside, two, you're clogging your tank because nothing but foam is building instead of water. So when you're using your extractor, use a minimal solution in your tank. You know, I usually do about a half scoop of like Flex Ice, right? I fill this whole thing with the product, and then a little scoop of ice, because I already did a pre-spray, right? And the pre-spray does the majority of the work. And if you have a lot of foam coming out of your nozzle when you're extracting, I recommend you throw that water out and just put less solution, less shampoo in a way, because that can create a lot of issues for you. But yes, I use this machine as a vacuum, and many of you guys say you're using that as a vacuum. I think many of you guys forget a vacuum sucks like everything, right? The vacuum it's a suction. This is generally the same thing, but I know it's not recommended to use it as a vacuum. I use it as a vacuum because I put this sock in here, and I'll show you really quick. So whether you're using like a wet vac, or if you're using the little small vacuums like for your extraction, you can put a sock like this, and I know this, and what it really does is all the big items such as like pins, just big bulky items, right? Everything goes into this sock. So when I finish the extraction, I can really take this out of the vacuum, out of the extractor, and throw it away and put another one on, right? That way, what this does is it collects the big items, just the big items, right? And if you're like me, that you don't like to be cleaning, like when you dispose the water, there's always stuff in there, and yeah, hopefully that makes sense, because I know some of you guys are probably in the same boat, right? This sock here, to be honest, this kind of looks like a sock that you use for when you like play sports, right? Or like it's just a sock, and it catches everything. This way, when I go and empty out my water tank or my extractor, there's nothing but water coming out, right? You don't have to worry about digging in there and trying to clean out all the big items, right? So this is really crucial, especially if you're if you're doing extractions, right, and you're tired of cleaning out your extractor. Put a sock on it, right? And I always carry a good couple of them, and literally every time you just put this in there. If you're using like the rigid vacuum, you can put this where all the for your extraction, put it in the tube inside, and put like a rubber band or something. And this way all the big items go in here, and then all the water just like comes out of this. So this sock has really saved my life, because I don't have to be digging in there and trying to get out all that gunk. But those were just tips. You know, if you have an extractor like this, you know, put a sock on the inside, and it'll catch all the major debris for your vacuum. But anyways, let me show you guys the end result on this Ford. It turned out pretty well. The interior is pretty much all dry. Just some minor, really small stains like I told you in the beginning of the video, but it turned out really well. So let me get this set up. I'll show you guys the truck, and we'll end the video. And if you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you guys need a bounce house rental company, hey, hit up Gremlin's Jump and Play. They got some pretty cool bounce houses. But anyways, here is the final look, guys. Look at all that grime that was in here is gone. You will see that permanent stain. That's just from being there so long. I know some of you guys will say, man, I would have cleaned those. But literally, they with the rental, this is about to get dirty probably in a couple days. So they go in and out of grass and muddy places. So, but check it out, guys. Overall, this turned out really, really good. Show you guys the back really quick. Turned out really, really nice. And that pretty much concludes today's job. I know we didn't do a lot of like extracting and all that. Really the tips were a little bit on the extractor that somebody asked me to do like a little video on it. And I wanted to showcase how to clean those armrests whenever they're really like caked in there. Hopefully my method kind of showcased a little bit on how to go about it. But there's many ways to try to remove all that grime off. My way, I feel like it's more thorough, really opens up all the fibers and the material to remove all that grime. And as you guys can see, nothing came back. This vehicle is pretty much dry. They'll be able to go and use it after I finish. So that's the beauty of you having a powerful extractor with heat element. That way it can really dry up everything. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. My Instagram is still hacked, guys. So if you get a message from somebody saying that, hey, his cousin needs $200 or he needs $200 to help him, please report that page. It's the Serranos mobile detail one, the previous one I had. That one's hacked. I can't get back in it. So report it. If you get a message from somebody asking for money and saying that's me, it's not me. And I did create a new Instagram called Saucin' with Carlos. I will post it on the description, so you guys can go and hopefully I can gain all my followers again. It's not like I had many anyways. But anyways, you guys have a great day. God bless y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.